Ma'am, I'm going to ask you to direct your comments to the point that we're looking at, which is the extension of the temporary use permit, which is a land use matter. So please try and focus on that.
You're taking my time away, sorry.
Well,
so can you edit out for me? Thank you.
I'm just trying to help you because we're not here to examine the drug statistics.
Since the public health emergency for toxic drugs was declared in 2016, BC Emergency Health Service has seen a 105% total increase in annual overdose and poisoning events. So that's from online, from the government. All right. So unsupervised permissive housing environments frequently result in fetal isolation behind closed doors. Consider the story of Shawn Richards. Shawn Richards with his mom. He was placed into a supportive housing unit where his health visibly deteriorated. Despite promises of institutional oversight, Shawn died alone in his room, and it took 3 days before anyone discovered his body. His family was promised that active wellness checks would prevent this indignity from ever happening again. Yet, the exact same systematic neglect took the life of a 60-year-old Diane at the Foxglove Supportive Housing Complex. Okay, so the lady on the right. Sorry about that. Diane moved in believing she would be safe while battling depression and addiction. Instead, due to identity mistakes by casual staff and a total breakdown of supervision, Diane suffered a fatal overdose in her room, and her body sat undiscovered for 11 days. Can you believe it? As her son Tyler Gibbs stated when demanding accountability at the Legislative Assembly of BC, the system completely failed her. Throwing a roof over someone's head without rigid medical supervision is not a safety net, it is a death sentence. The spillover effect of this unmonitored drug culture does not stay contained inside these buildings. It shatters families right here in our own municipalities. We must remember the agonizing loss of Emily Liu. Okay. A 14-year-old Richmond girl who moved to Surrey later, whose life was cut short by a fentanyl overdose in January 2025. Emily became another victim of a community increasingly saturated with illicit synthetic opiates. In response to this absolute tragedy, her mother, Yan Lin, has shown extraordinary courage, partnering with Richmond leadership to back federal legislation introduced in the House of Commons. This legislation, Bill 289, Emily's Legacy Act, seeks to aggressively target synthetic opiate traffickers with sentences of up to 25 years without parole. Crucially, Bill C-289 explicitly mandates harsher sentencing for drug offenses committed near schools, childcare centers, and locations serving vulnerable populations. When we vote to renew low-barrier facilities like Astor Place without mandatory recovery path, we are directly contradicting the spirit of Emily's Legacy Act. We are keeping an unmonitored drug ecosystem entrenched in our neighborhoods, right where our youth are exposed to the downstream consequences of organized drug supply chains.
Ma'am, please finish up now.
Yes, okay. A municipal government's primary contract with its citizens is to maintain public safety, order, and livability. Over the last 4 years, the residents and the business owners surrounding 2020 Smith Street have borne an unfair, disproportionate burden. The low-barrier framework utilized at Astor Place permits active drug consumption on site without mandatory pathways to detoxification or recovery. The real-world results are visible. Open drug use in public corridors, a documented rise in property theft, and localized vandalism targeting independent small businesses. Local business owners are not multi-billion-dollar corporations. They're neighborhood families trying to keep their doors open. They should not be forced to act as the frontline shock absorbers for a provincial health crisis. This council must recognize that Richmond cannot solve a regional health and addiction crisis independently. Every time this municipality extends a temporary permit, we take the pressure off the provincial government, and we allow the Ministry of Housing to check a box and walk away. So in conclusion, let us have the courage to demand better. Let us demand rapid rehousing strategies, direct financial interventions that prevent evictions, and permanent medically supported care facilities for the safety of our neighborhoods, for the fiscal responsibility of our city, and for the long-term safety of residents living inside Astor Place. I urge this council to vote no on this renewal. Thank you.
All right. No. Listen, some of you are new to this experience. Thank you, ma'am. There will be no applause. None. If you want to say something, you put your name on the list and you come down here. Otherwise, there is no applause. Okay, so then Sally Liu, has she been found? No. Okay, then we have Renee Han